Welcome to the Stargazers channel. We're about to take a deep dive into the cosmic forecast for this coming week. That's June 16th through the 22nd, 2025.
That's right.
All right, Aries. March 21st to April 19th. Source 1 says you are feeling the fire this week. Just high energy, ready to tackle anything. Possibilities opening up, career-wise, maybe even some breathless romantic moments.
Awesome.
Sounds like you're charged up.
Yeah, charged up is right, but Source 2 adds a really crucial layer here. It suggests that fire might take like a moment to really ignite. It starts with maybe a bit of a slowdown under that Pisces moon, emphasizing a need for self-care or just a gentler pace before the action really ramps up. Then the moon does hit your sign, Aries, mid-wind, giving you that burst Source 1 talks about.
Right.
But here's the key thing, that Mars in Virgo transit starting the 17th. Mars is your ruler, your engine. Moving into Virgo directs that engine towards discipline, productivity.
So less scattered, more focused.
Exactly. So while you've got all this high energy, it's best channeled into, say, projects, renovations, detailed work, rather than just, running in all directions.
That's a really important distinction, isn't it? It's not just raw energy, but energy being asked to be precise now by your own ruler in an earth sign. Source 1 also mentioned potential issues with teachers needing perseverance, and both stressed health.
Totally. The challenge, like Source 2 implies, is balancing that powerful Aries impulse with Virgo's need for detail and patience. Source 2 specifically warns, maybe tame those emotions midweek when the Aries moon is peaking, and also be mindful of spending as Cancer season starts. So, yeah, the energy's there, but you got to manage the focus, the feelings, the finances deliberately to really make the most of it.
Okay, good advice. Moving on to Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. Source 1 paints this picture of embracing the extraordinary. Excitement, financial dreams may be turning into reality, abundance, smart investments, thrilling love, career success knocking. Sounds pretty great for Taurus.
It does sound great, and Source 2 definitely echoes that sense of excitement and abundance, but it also kind of hints at the process involved,
Right, not just magic.
Exactly. The week starts fun, Pisces moon bringing time with friends. Then Mars entering Virgo on the 17th is described as exciting, especially for love.
Okay, exciting how Mars and Virgo for love.
Well, Mars brings the action, right?
Yeah.
In Virgo, it might mean actively working on communication, maybe tackling projects together, even having those necessary talks about responsibilities in a relationship. Source 2 does note this could be emotionally demanding. That's a key nuance to Source 1's thrilling love.
Okay, so thrilling, but maybe requires some work.
Could be. But the good news for you, Taurus, is you get a helpful trine from that Mars in Virgo. That provides structure, boosts your work ethic, so that financial and career success Source 1 mentioned, it's directly linked to putting in that focused effort.
Gotcha. So the abundance and excitement, they aren't just falling from the sky. They're partly the result of disciplined effort. Even the fun stuff might need some emotional attention.
Precisely. And then as the week wraps up, Sun enters Cancer, Moon enters your sign on the 20th, and you get that lovely Moon-Venus conjunction right there. Source 2 confirms this feeling of confidence, beauty, optimism, focus on success. It's a beautiful energy to end on.
Nice.
Oh, and Source 1 had some specific advice for teens studying, maybe use exercise or meditation for focus, and good advice available for creative students too. Health-wise, again, prioritizing self-care.
Makes sense. Okay, Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. Source 1 says you're all about embracing change, exploring new horizons. Curiosity leads to opportunities, promising finances, maybe income increases, and a surge of passion and love. Sounds dynamic.
Dynamic, yeah. And Source 2 gives you the cosmic nudge on how to embrace that change, where to point that curiosity. See the Pisces moon early week? It's transiting the very top of your chart. Public life, career, goals.
Like the high point.
Exactly. So while Source 1 says be curious, Source 2 is like, okay, but channel that curiosity here with focus. Use a planner, be strategic about those goals. Then Mars entering Virgo helps you actually act on those new horizons, sharpen your skills.
Okay. So Mars gives the follow-through.
Yeah, Mars in Virgo is great for Geminis. It provides that focus. Your airy nature sometimes diffuses a bit, helps you take the leap on plans you already have.
So it sounds like your natural mental buzz is getting a practical pathway this week. And Source 2 mentioned the Sun entering Cancer with Jupiter bringing optimism about your path.
That's right. That big Jupiter energy in a water sign like Cancer really emphasizes using your intuition, your emotional intelligence as guides for where you're headed. It complements your natural smarts beautifully.
Cool.
Source 1 does note, though, that education requires significant effort this week. Like, you might need to really tackle bad habits or distractions, but help's there from friends or siblings, and health. Prioritize well-being through stuff you enjoy, like exercise or yoga.
Good to know. All right, Cancer. June 21st to July 22nd. Happy birthday season starting soon. Source 1 is pretty emphatic. Embrace cosmic waves, destiny beckons, abundance, opportunity, success. Finances look good, trust your gut. Love gains a beautiful picture, even soulmate potential for singles. Career takes center stage. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely shaping up to be a powerful week for you, Cancer, kicking off your season. Source 2 totally reinforces this. As a fellow water sign, that early Pisces moon is energizing for your relationships, your connections. Mars entering Virgo on the 17th brings a different feel, though. More grounded, could mean changes in your daily routine, maybe your work environment, but it leads to an enchanted social life, fruitful collaborations. Mars and Earth helps you put tangible effort into connecting.
Okay.
Then the Aries moon pushes you to maybe look at what you've achieved, recalibrate goals before the big energy shift.
And that shift is huge.
Yeah.
Sun entering your sign on the 20th, immediately meeting Jupiter. Source 2 says this just floods the week with positivity, beauty, romance. That lines up perfectly with Source 1's beautiful picture.
It really does. What's interesting, though, is the contrast Source 1 throws in about education. Despite all the general good vibes, it specifically says hard work and dedication are needed there. Less chance of passing competitive exams without serious effort. But you might benefit from mentors or elders. It just highlights that even when things feel generally destined or favorable, specific areas might still need that focused push, you know?
Yeah.
Health-wise, nurture yourself, body, mind, spirit.
Got it. Makes sense. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Source 1 calls for adventure, expansion. Step out of that comfort zone. Love promises excitement, passion, maybe unexpected encounters for singles. And professional life takes center stage, ambition supported. Shine, Leo, shine.
Okay, but Source 2 offers a really fascinating angle on how you might step out of that comfort zone. The week actually starts kind of nostalgic, maybe. Pisces moon, inviting you to work through some emotions. The big news for you, Leo, is Mars, planet of action, moves out of your sign and into Virgo on the 17th.
Less pressure.
Exactly. Source 2 highlights this, lets you relax a bit, take it easier. It gives you time to build and create, but in a more grounded Virgo way. The Aries moon helps organize your thoughts, maybe solidify creative ideas. And the sun entering Cancer on the 20th. That emphasizes relaxation, reflection even more.
So the adventure Source 1 talks about, maybe it's less about outward pushing now that Mars is less Leo, and more about internal exploration. Creative projects, building something solid with that new Mars in Virgo focus.
That's a great way to put it.
Because Source 1 did note finances need careful planning this week, assessing goals, making adjustments.
Exactly. With the energy shifting inward, more towards grounded creation, disciplined planning in practical areas like finance becomes really key to supporting those big ambitions. Source 1 also notes education requires revision, but success in higher studies admissions is possible. Health stresses self-care and finding that balance.
Okay, Virgo. August 23rd to September 22nd. Source 1 says, this is your week to unleash potential. Opportunities for growth, success everywhere. Get ready for financial prosperity. Love's in full bloom, delightful journey. Conquer the professional world with your precision and finesse. Sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing because it lines up perfectly with the biggest cosmic event for you this week. Mars enters Virgo on June 17th. Source 2 confirms this.
Your own sign.
Your sign. Mars is raw energy action. When it enters your sign, it turbocharges your ability to get stuff done, start new things, work diligently. Source 2 calls it initiating a new chapter of hard work.
Wow.
Early week, the Pisces moon brings excitement to partnerships, connect with people before the hard work really kicks in.
So that precision and finesse Source 1 mentions, they're getting a major power boost now, helping you conquer things.
Yes. Mars in your sign gives you the drive to apply those Virgo qualities intensely. Now, Source 2 does add layers to the love and full bloom part. The Aries moon midweek might have you connecting with your inner child, maybe working through some emotional baggage with a Moon-Saturn thing happening.
Ah, okay. So love is delightful, but maybe also involves some personal growth work.
Could be, yeah. Source 2 also says the sun entering Cancer makes you more social, maybe even surprisingly extroverted for a Virgo. And the moon in Taurus over the weekend is romantic, lively, bringing unexpected connections.
Interesting.
Source 1 also mentions potential interest in spirituality, success in medical exams, scholarships possible, and advises sports students maybe avoid aggression. Health, holistic approach, self-care.
Right. Libra. September 23rd to October 22nd. Source 1 focuses on finding balance, your keyword. Personal, professional life, creating harmony. Financial well-being is a focus. Maybe reevaluate the budget. Love is in the air, renewed passion, communicate desires. Career advancement looks good, your diplomacy shines.
And Source 2 kind of gives you the cosmic toolkit for achieving that balance this week. The Pisces moon early on encourages discipline, reflection, maybe setting some boundaries. Mars entering Virgo on the 17th. Source 2 describes it as potentially challenging for Libra, but ultimately it's a transit that helps you control emotions, direct your energy productively, which aids that balance.
Yeah, it gives it structure.
Right. The Aries moon midweek, supported by Saturn, brings clearer decision-making. Then the sun enters Cancer on the 20th, hitting the top of your chart. Could bring advantages and challenges in public life or career. Source 2 adds that Saturn helps you work better with others now, and Pluto helps you be a better friend or colleague.
Okay, so finding balance isn't just passive this week. It's about actively using these energies, setting boundaries, making clear choices, improving relationships.
Exactly. Your natural diplomacy is great, but these transits encourage applying structure and discipline to really create that harmony. Source 1 notes education needs diligent study for good results, but help is there from friends or relatives. Good time competitions too. Health. Big focus, prioritize well-being.
Makes sense. Scorpio. October 23rd to November 21st. Source 1 talks about intense energy, transformative opportunities, delving deeper into emotions, careful financial planning needed, evaluate spending, strategize long-term, love gets passionate, relationships deepen, career advancement looks promising, your focus helps tackle challenges. Classic Scorpio intensity.
Yeah, but Source 2 adds this really fascinating outward dimension to the intensity. The Pisces moon opens new worlds inspiration for travel, learning.
Oh, interesting.
Then Mars entering Virgo on the 17th is called wonderful for you. Feeling freer, meeting new people, connecting with muses. Mars in Virgo directs action towards your social circles, your long-term hopes and dreams, could spark really exciting new collaborations or friendships. Midweek, the Aries moon helps you find your inner warrior, build your armor, maybe harnessing that intensity Source 1 mentioned, but in a more protective, focused way.
So the intensity isn't just internal brooding then. It's fuel for exploring, connecting, building resilience. That's quite a blend.
It really is a powerful mix of deep internal stuff and outward engagement. Source 2 notes that when the sun enters Cancer on the 20th, you'll feel more like in love with the work you do.
Nice.
And the moon in Taurus over the weekend is a romantic transit, focusing on healing relationships, working through issues. Source 1 says this week is particularly good for higher education, family support's there. Health requires prioritizing well-being, maybe addressing chronic stuff, making time for self-care, stress relief.
Good advice. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Source 1 sees a surge of energy, inspiration, propelling you towards goals, ambitions. Favorable for wise investments, but hold back on impulsive spending. Love brings excitement and challenges, increased passion, promising career outlook, more motivation. Sounds like you're fired up.
Fired up, yeah, but Source 2 gives the emotional and professional context for that fire. The Pisces moon early week really focuses on family stuff. Could be an emotional, vulnerable time, but one that leads to evolution if you allow yourself to open up.
Huh?
Then Mars enters Virgo on the 17th. It transforms your career house. Mars brings action. Virgo brings detail, structure. So you'll be putting intense energy into work. But Source 2 says you need to learn to play well with others.
Teamwork challenge.
Could be. And maybe be mindful of not getting carried away in leadership roles. The Aries moon helps you find your voice, protect boundaries.
So that ambitious energy Source 1 mentioned needs careful handling. Navigating team dynamics, tapping into emotional intelligence like Source 2 suggests with Mars in Virgo and the Sun, Jupiter in Cancer.
Exactly right. Source 2 says that Sun joining Jupiter in Cancer on the 20th brings transformative energy, specifically by tapping into emotional smarts. Romance might feel enchanting, but Source 2 advises, try to see things clearly. Don't get swept away, maybe.
Yeah.
The moon in Taurus over the weekend calls for developing a stricter routine, being consistent with your own needs. Listen to your heart. Source 1 advises getting mentor help in education, even if things are going okay. Review, skill development. Health focus is on health and happiness through self-care.
Good, Capricorn. December 22nd to January 19th. Source 1 points to renewed purpose, determination. Your ambitious nature is front and center, unwavering focus. Favorable finances, stability, growth potential, your discipline gets rewarded. Love brings stability, deep connection, commitment. Hard work pays off in career. Sounds very Capricorn.
It does. And Source 2 highlights where that renewed energy comes from. Pisces moon brings new ideas early week. Then Mars entering Virgo on the 17th directly fuels your discipline, connects you with your dreams. Source 2 emphasizes this is a period of hard work, but encourages exploring your passion for learning, staying focused.
Mars in an Earth sign really supports Capricorn energy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Totally complements it. Provides that tangible energy for your ambitious goals. The Aries moon midweek helps you connect with your core Saturnian strengths, resilience. Discipline maybe helps you catch up on tasks at home.
So it sounds like the cosmos is giving you the green light and the energy to double down on what you do best. Hard work, discipline aligns perfectly with Source 1's success forecast.
Absolutely. Although what's interesting is the contrast Source 1 brings up about education specifically, suggesting maybe a struggle with focus, attention wandering, needing extra hard work for competition prep, despite the overall determination theme.
A specific challenge area, maybe?
Could be. But Source 2 points to a really thrilling month for connections starting on the 20th. Sun in Cancer joins Jupiter in your house of partnerships. Meeting people is easy. You're magnetic, apparently.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. And the moon in Taurus over the weekend brings optimism, relaxation, connecting with friends, maybe baking. Health focus is well-being, balanced lifestyle.
Nice. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Source 1 highlights renewed purpose, ambition, sharp mind, intuition guiding you to success, especially with long-term goals. Positive finances from discipline, more stability, exciting developments in love, maybe unexpected encounters. Career takes center stage, clear vision, go Aquarius.
Okay, but Source 2 shows a really key shift in focus for you this week, Aquarius. You start the week motivated, Pisces moon, drafting new plans, but Mars moves away from your relationship house and into Virgo on the 17th.
What does that mean?
Source 2 says this shifts your priorities towards self-care, towards inner child healing. It's a pretty significant change from maybe relationship intensity to focusing that energy inward on your own well-being.
Interesting. So the focus moves from external relationships to internal work and maybe creative output, even while you keep that sharp mind on long-term goals Source 1 mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a redirection of that intense energy. Source 2 notes the Sun entering Cancer joining Jupiter on the 20th brings a fresh start, helps you add order to your day-to-day routines, become a strong networker. And the moon in Taurus grounds you, improves communication with loved ones. Source 1 does mention potential confusion in higher education affecting results, so urging caution and focus there. Health requires prioritizing well-being.
Got it. And finally, Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. Source 1 notes a surge in creativity, inspiration for you, heightened artistic abilities, but important note, pay full attention to finances. Take a hard look, make adjustments. Love's a focal point, unexpected romance, be vulnerable, positive career stuff. Your easygoing nature helps.
Right. And you start the week with a bit of an edge, Pisces, because the moon is in your sign. Source 2 says this gives you energy, helps you claim success early on.
Nice start.
But then Mars enters Virgo on the 17th, bringing fresh energy to your relationship house. Now, Mars is energy, Virgo is precision, service. Source 2 says this opens opportunities to meet people, but it requires patience. Emotional intelligence for collaborations. It's about active, thoughtful engagement in relationships, not just passive dreaming. The Aries moon helps with planning. And paying attention to details may be related to those financial adjustments. Source 1 about works in your favor with Saturn's influence there.
So while your creative emotional side is flowing, practical areas like money and how you interact in relationships need conscious effort and patience this week.
Precisely. Source 2 notes that the Sun entering Cancer, a fellow water sign, on the 20th makes you feel more social, more willing to take the lead. And the Moon enters Taurus, closing the week, making you feel romantic and confident.
Good finish.
Source 1 reinforces that hard work helps you perform well in studies, research. You've got support from hard work and luck. Just got to keep your mind from wandering too much. Health. Prioritize well-being. Self-care, regular exercise helps maintain balance.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive then, the week really does present this fascinating energetic journey, doesn't it? We start in that kind of dreamy, intuitive space.
The Pisces moon.
Then get that jolt of focused, productive energy when Mars shifts.
Into Virgo, yeah.
Accelerate with the Aries moon, and then settle into that deeper emotional connection, grounded pleasure, potential expansion as Cancer season arrives, and we get that lovely Taurus Moon Venus thing blessing the weekend.
Yeah, it really flows through different states, which brings up, I think, a really important question for you, the listener, to consider this week. With this big shift towards Cancer season and transits highlighting both tending to your emotional world and pushing towards tangible goals, how might you consciously find that balance between those two distinct energetic poles this week?
That's a great question. And diving into these different readings really gives such a unique lens on the potential energies, helps us see where the cosmic currents might be nudging us. And hey, for those of you interested in exploring how these specific movements interact with your own personal birth chart, for a much more personalized reading.
Yeah, getting specific.
Right. There are resources available. We've put a link in the description below for you to check out.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the week's cosmic forecast.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Until next time.
God bless.